Alright, part 2 of the Madison Grade 1 video. Again, a 7 furlong sprint for 4-year-olds and up. This is opening weekend at Keeneland. This is the 8th race on Saturday. So looking at class here, the grades as far as that portion of the optics note can really help show sort of where a horse fits at a class level. And I think it's important when you're using optics notes is to understand how that note matches up for that condition. You know, a B plus in a claimer is a lot different than a B plus in a graded stake race. So as you're handicapping and as you're using notes, it's important that those two line up to fit the condition. So using the filters, we'll be able to filter out grade 1 races. And I just want to look at that just to see if there's any horses in here that have performed well at the grade 1 stake level. And right away, the number 4 catches my eye. It's number 4, Constellation. It's lit up in green, so it's easy to spot. We've got a B and a B plus, and again, this is also at the distance, so that's worth noting. But those are both winning races at this level. Typically for graded stake races, B pluses usually win, but a B is still a winning race, so B plus is good. Black, these are all neutral, so not negative, but obviously you can see none of these horses, aside from the 4, have been able to win a graded stake race. So that's important on 2 levels, to determine whether these horses are classy enough. And then also sometimes, with grade 1 races, they don't come up super strong. So a horse that's sort of, grade 2 quality or a grade 2 competitive horse is able to kind of win a grade 1 just sort of based on the other horses in the field. So, kind of on that note, let's look and see if how these horses do at grade 1. We have a couple B pluses in here. You can even sort this further, sort of look at B pluses. Again, these are horses that could make that move forward into a grade 1 possibly. The number 5, the number 1, both have run a B plus. I'm looking at a B's. 2, there's the 4 again, the 6 and the 7 have run decent races at a grade 2. Again, you can kind of see that with the finish. It's interesting how it usually matches up, first or second place along with the B. I'm gonna look at B minuses just to kind of see anybody else in there. Might be a little bit below if these horses tend to be running, kind of the B, C range. And again, we'll look at grade 3 just to be consistent here. Again, we have the 4. Kind of interesting on the 6. This is our morning line favorite. Seems to be very strong at the grade 3 level. So if this is a grade 3 from a class standpoint, before we get into speed and everything else, looks like this is kind of what you'd want to see. This is a horse that would definitely fit at the class. So she's making a move up. She is the morning line favorite. So I think that's something as we get into speed and form, something to consider. Is this horse maybe a little bit vulnerable from a class perspective, kind of overhead at grade 1, or is this a grade 1 that's a little bit softer and maybe a strong grade 3, grade 2 performance can win here. All right, so that's it for class. Next video we'll be looking at speed.